Hey guys, Megan here.
Ernie.
And I'm Stephanie.
We are
Barn Besties with Farm Fresh Advice, and we are here today to talk about arena maintenance, specifically dragging and pulling sand and all the things, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So I recognize this particular drag because I have one that's the same. It's like a field, mine was a field drag, and yours is actually a little better condition than mine is. Yours is doing the way it's supposed to. Mine was so beat up, like this really wasn't working anymore on mine, but
was yours the same size or was it smaller?
It was.
It was. All right.
Yep. So can we talk about this? You have sand footing. We've talked about that. You guys, if you missed the prior video, make sure you double back and check out the video on their indoor, which we are in, right?
That's right.
So I did the same thing. I used actually a tractor or our UTV, but I did the same thing.
Yeah, we use this. It's like a field drag, and I tend to run it more flat than having the tines down because I believe it does more leveling them. But there are times when you want to have the tines down where you bring up some fresh sand. It does the job. I mean, you can spend a lot of money on a nice drag where it brings the sand up from underneath. But this works for us, and we're happy with it. And the four-wheeler pulls it fine, and it does the job. And we do have to a couple times a year bring the sand from the outside in.
Do you pull it with a rake?
Well, a lot of times we take the skid loader and the bucket and then pull it away from the sides and bring it into the in more to the center and level it out. And then we have had the guy come with a laser level and re-level it a couple times.
Megan, you've had that happen, right?
So twice a year I have Mance come in and they level out my arena. Yeah. Same thing.
So do you, after you drag periodically once a week or however often, do you guys have a rake that you hand pull? I think I saw a rake over here.
There's a landscape rake over there.
Let's head over there.
Before we run off, I just want to point out the attachment.
Okay.
Because I think this is brilliant. So check that out. So I normally use a pin, and a lot of times it pops out. I think this would be a way better option because sometimes I'll be still dragging and the drag is not dragging.
The drag has left the building.
So I recommend that's pretty smart.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, it's all in the hardware, and right, Megan?
I'm all about hardware.
Yeah.
I'm pretty consistent.
Okay, I do see an arena rake here. So how often do you guys use the hand rake to kind of pull periodically? Maybe, because you can only do so much with the drag. We've already talked about that.
Once a week or once a month or so, depending upon how bad it gets and how much use it is, we have to do a little hand raking. But nobody's real excited about doing that kind of stuff. So you try and use the power equipment as much as possible.
Right,
you know what I mean? But there are times when you have to do that.
Well, and I like, an ATV is a lot more handy than a UTV because of the size. And like you got a jump course set up in here. And I feel like an ATV, it's a lot easier to maneuver around the jumps to drag than a bigger UTV where the turning radius just isn't as good. And it's a little more tough. So
and you can't see behind you either real well.
You cannot see behind you at all, the UTV. Megan, you do yours how often?
We try once a week. We also use cement. I'll just call them cement rakes. So it's a flat,
doesn't have the teeth.
It doesn't have the teeth. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I just pull it, and it really is easier, I found, than those rakes. I started with those rakes, and then now there's an actual name for the tool, but I think it's great for the cement.
Awesome. Well, thank you. How often do you guys drag?
Oh, a couple times a week.
Okay. Yeah. Especially, I'm sure the more horses through.
Yeah.
Especially jumping, I would guess you'd have to kind of keep in front and behind the jumps a little bit. So, well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. You guys, we're going to move on to another video. So hit the subscribe, blow up the comments down below. We will see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.